welcome back to episode 1 again.
It's like
Um,
1.5. It's fine. I'm not an idiot.
Episode 1, part 2, The Reckoning. Um,
Ah!
the Revenge of OBS.
Thing is, I think people were.
Um,
I think it was being heard just fine. I just think that I. But yeah, okay. Anyway,
we'll watch it later and figure it out.
I don't. Yeah,
And by
it's
that, I
fine.
mean assume it was fine and then move on to episode 2 next week.
It's fine. It's fine.
Um,
Everything is fine.
anyway, Festival of Doors.
Festival of
Uh,
Doors, yes.
a New Year's festival celebrating the closing of the various portals. Of course, this hasn't completely cut off the influence because we wouldn't have a game otherwise. And I don't want to play in a low magic setting. I like magic. Magic is fun.
Magic is fun,
I
absolutely.
I like the myriad of colors and shapes of people and events, and I don't want a low magic setting. I live in a no magic real world, and I don't like it. So hi magic baby. Hi magic.
Hiya. And of course, if you're hearing things in my background, I don't know if you can or not, but I specifically said, hey, family, I'm going to be on video and I'm going to be recording things for the next hour, hour and a half. Could you please be quiet? So, of course, this is the time when everyone has to scream.
Sure. I mean, I don't
Why
know what
not?
else you expected.
Right? That's what it's expect. Like, okay, cool. I guess it's scream time. Like, all right, cool.
That's what we get for not doing a stream at like 2 o'clock in the morning when everyone's asleep.
Why don't I have my own space? Oh, yeah, quarantine.
You're not allowed to have your own space. You know this. Anyway,
Moving on.
I'm gonna move the map. Um, I don't know if the stream needs much in terms of updating, but
Every time that the map is a different size, I need to reorient the screen, basically.
okay. Let me send me if there's like a standard size, and I can try to work around that.
I can. Yeah, we'll figure that out later.
Just let me know, and we can try to standardize a size. That'll make things a bit smoother later. Anyway, um, go ahead and plop a token somewhere on this map, and I will explain the scene.
Yeah,
Um,
where is my token? Do I have to pull my own?
I didn't put your token on the map. That's why I'm saying just pull one. Like,
Okay, hold on.
so you know where your character sheet is?
No, hold on.
Okay.
I just open it and I pull.
Yeah,
Haha.
you got you.
I got
You
this.
got
I
you.
figured this out.
So there are three main festivals that the world celebrates: Festival of Doors, Festival of Faces, and Festival of the Moons. Um, we'll get into those when we come, like when they're happening. But all of them sort of have one thing in common. They tend to take place over the course of 2 days, and the first day of the festival celebration is usually a carnival of sorts with games and maybe a performance and food and just general merriment. Um, and that is what we are currently facing. And then the second day is typically some sort of unique experience related to the event. Festival of Doors, we will get into tomorrow, or tomorrow in game, probably not tomorrow IRL, but you know what I'm saying. The point is, the special event for that, we will see when we get to it. Um, and the same with the other ones. The point is, they all have their own sort of unique um, expression of the event and the spirit of it. Um, so this right here is a sort of mess tent where where you can get various foods that people have prepared or brought. And then there's like a dining area set up over here, picnic blankets and tables and stools. Um, these crystally things are just light. They're mostly for the ambiance of the thing. You can see that they're formed out of like woven branches, and essentially look like someone made braziers out of tree stumps. I keep looking off into space because it's hard to think while looking at a computer screen. Um, And then
Practice.
there are a handful of luminescent crystals that are in these braziers for sort of a flameless light. Um, this red tent, this big one, is where one can redeem prizes if you earn uh, tickets at the games. This up here is a stage that will be used for a performance later, but right now it's set up with a table that people can use for like arm wrestling competitions and the like. Um, and then these various tents over here are where different sorts of carnival games are set up, different sorts of skill tests and stuff. Essentially, one or two games set up to test each of the six core stats because I wanted to have something for everyone. And we're working off of a template that we built for something else. Um, as you have not yet left home, you are without Asher at the moment. It's definitely not because we haven't built him yet. That's for sure not the reason. But
Asher's
yeah,
totally like being built at home
hmm
right now.
things are being enchanted and so on.
Yes. And the
Um,
family is just like, Kaji, go. Get out of our hair.
so yeah, you can see like one of those test your strength kind of games where you swing the hammer. Like I mentioned, there's arm wrestling. There's a sort of whack a mole game. Um, archery, ring toss. There, there's a worm eating competition just to see if you can handle it.
It's
Um,
always my favorite thing, the worm eating competition.
there, there's a memory like matching game with the face down cards. Um, and of course a roulette game where you have to try to intuit where a rolling ball will land on a chart. Um, yeah, if you roll, depending on how you roll, you'll get three chances at each game once for free, and then after that you can pay gold in order to continue to play them. But you can earn red tickets, blue tickets, and gold tickets, and exchange you can exchange a number of red tickets for blue tickets and then blue tickets for gold tickets if you earn several of them. And of course, each of those will allow you to get bigger and better prizes. Um, or just exchange for money because sometimes that's what you want. Um, yeah, what do you want to do? I don't know.
Well,
Whose idea was it to make me the DM? Why did I let myself do this?
I don't know. I was asking like, geez, Ava, why did you want a DM? That's a weird choice on your part. Like, what was up with that? All right, I am looking at the carnival games.
If I were capable of making good decisions, you know what? I'm just gonna let that lane of thought
We
dangle.
practice makes better.
Something.
Practice makes improvement. So, Kaji, looking around, just kind of like enjoying the boisterous atmosphere of the festival, kind of like takes her time approaching each possible game. She pauses first at the strength games because that's what I have listed up here first is like strength. And specifically, you said that there was like one of those big mallet smacky things that goes
Uh-huh.
up to. Yeah, we're going to start with that one.
Okay.
And
Um,
so,
go ahead and roll me. Go ahead and roll me three. We'll go ahead and use your actual skills for this. So go ahead and roll me three athletics checks.
3 athletics checks. All right.
Plus,
And the way
I
that,
don't know how to do multiple rolls on roll 20, so you might just have to roll them individually. But
well, roll 20 is cool in the fact that I think it's set up to roll twice just automatically. And so we can take the first, the second, and then I'll have to like roll it twice, and then we'll just take the third, like the first one off of the third one.
I know what you're saying. Go for it.
All right. So that was a 15 on the first, a 3 on the second, and then again for
15, a
14.
3, and a 14. All right. You do pretty good on that first one. It goes like 3/4 of the way up, and then you got to whack it again, and the hammer almost sort of glances off to the side of the platform, and it just
Sorry.
barely goes whoop. Um, so you reel back and you go for a third swing, and it doesn't go quite as high as your first swing, but it does get kind of close. You earn oh, I forgot to figure out the things you get if you don't get tickets. Um,
Magic beans.
you earn a silver piece and a copper piece.
Silver piece and a copper piece. Let me
If
write
you
these down.
if you want to play this one again, you can spend one more. You can spend 1 gold for each like subsequent round with a game. But your first round is of course free.
So,
So the way we'll do this is if all 3 rolls are above a certain threshold, you'll get oh well, I'll tell you the numbers. There's no reason not to. Um, all 3 rolls above a 12, you will get the red ticket. All 3 rolls above a 15, you'll get a blue ticket. All 3 rolls above an 18, and you'll get a gold ticket. Each of those spots, like for each roll that's above those, but not all 3. Um, each individual roll that's above a 12, you'll get a copper piece for. Each individual roll that's above a 15, you'll get a silver for. And each individual roll that's above an 18, you'll get a gold for.
all right.
So conceivably, you could just keep playing these games as they keep paying for themselves. Maybe.
Maybe. How much does a game cost?
Each game is you can spend 1 gold to play the game again. So that's what I mean. Like you can conceivably you could like keep playing the game indefinitely until you win tickets, but
Well, it's like one of those fun things in regards to like watching the inflation. It's like back 300 years ago, these games only cost a gold.
well, I have messed with the numbers because on the server there's the issue of player versus player stuff to consider.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing this by yourself. I don't have to
Yeah.
balance you against other players.
Nope.
So I wanted to pull those numbers down a little bit just to make them a bit more accessible and,
No,
and
I
stuff. Again, 300
appreciate
years
it.
of inflation is a thing as well.
Well,
So
that's what I'm like. I like putting in like the reasoning behind things because, like, as people watch this, I'm like, wait a second. Like, nope, nope, nope. There's reasons. There's reasons.
that's also why you get to use your skills too instead of just using your flat stats. Because again, this is a single player game. I don't need to balance you against other players.
All right.
Especially players of varying levels. That's
This
kind
is
of the
true.
other reasoning behind things on the server is because
Everybody of every level can do it, and yeah.
the server for anyone that watches this later or is currently watching, we collaboratively run a play-by-post game that's set in the same world about 300 years after the events of this stream. A little over 300 years, but yeah. It's set in the same world and is set in a essentially fake Hogwarts, but a bit more complicated than that, and not copyright tempting.
No, it's like it starts off with, if you don't mind, it's like you start off learning about the world at large in a magic academy. And as you leave the academy, then you are able to actually go see what the world at large looks like. We haven't really gotten there in a long time yet because we've had to like restructure a lot of things. So right now, most of it seems like it's all in the school because most of it is in the school. But it goes into a full fantasy driven world outside of the school once you hit that level. So.
Light is irritating me. Sorry. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. That was the like strength tester. Do you want to attempt any additional games?
Well,
Please say yes. This is the only thing I prepared. I mean, what?
and I still need to try to figure out her voice and figure out her mannerisms. So like after she attempts to just kind of like use the hammer to do the big strength testing thing, she's just recognizing, Testing my strength is not exactly my strength. There are other things I could possibly work on instead. Um, we do have another strength game. She will go take a stab at the arm wrestling because it is all free. And so she'll at least do the free ones because she
Sure.
can do the free ones.
You get over there, and there is a there's a oh, I forgot words. I'm sorry. There's a dragonborn woman, a red dragonborn woman who's currently seated there,
Hello.
um, looking quite proud of herself with a handful of red tickets off to the side. She motions for you to sit down if you want to try. She has this broad grin on her face, looking quite pleased with herself.
So Kaji will step forward. She'll take a seat and just kind of like extend her hand more for like a handshake before anything else. Like,
She shakes your hand, an extremely firm grip.
it's lovely to meet you.
Here for a challenge then.
I'm certainly good here looking for a good time. I'm not entirely sure what that looks like yet, but you seem to be enjoying yourself.
Name's Ruby.
Ruby, it's a lovely
What's your name?
Kaji.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Kaji.
Likewise. So do we just sit here and try to better each other in arm strength then?
That's about the size of it, yeah.
Right, it seems...
Bit of a friendly tussle.
Well, it seems simple enough, so... Shall we?
Right, we shall. All right, go ahead and roll your athletics check again. I will also roll. First one, 18, 18. You guys are struggling, and it is a struggle. You're pretty much stuck in the middle. No movement one way or the other. She tenses and goes for and attempts to keep pushing you over. You already rolled a 6 for that. She rolled a 5. You start tipping her. You're getting really, really close. And we'll say that the arm wrestling works a bit different. You have to get 3 successes to win, and if you win, you'll get a red ticket from this.
I like that. That's fun.
All right, so you're oh, she's getting even closer. You're getting her down. She is struggling hard. If a reptile could sweat, she would be. Let's go for that third. I need a real high roll here to get this, or fourth roll rather. Oh, she's getting you. She's getting you up though. She's getting close. You can tell she's still struggling though. You still have her closer to down than in the middle.
Closer to down than in the middle.
All right, let's go. One more. If you win this, you'll get her down.
I mean, it'll be luck.
You're good at that, right?
Yeah, I'm totally good at luck.
Oh, back into the middle.
Yep.
2 successes each at the moment. You're real good, pretty one.
I try to have some tricks up my sleeve.
Stronger than you look.
I feel like having people underestimate me is usually a good thing.
Not quite tricky enough.
We're not done yet. Because we're like down here, or is that actually like a down?
That was her 3rd success.
Oh, okay.
Right? Let's I can double check on that, sorry. 1818 was the first roll. And then 65 was the second. That was your first success. And then 1719, that was your second success. And then 1921, that was her first success. And then 2116, that was her second success. And then 917, that was her third success.
Okay, I get it. I was seeing something a little bit different in my mind, or it was kind of like you're going like 1, 2, 3. But
if we let it go back and forth, like that, we could conceivably be here all day.
You know, what else do we have to do?
I was thinking more that it's like a struggle getting back and forth. and getting like sort of weaker as you go on. Not weaker, but like you're tiring. It's a struggle.
No, I get it. I was just
And
wanting to
then
like make sure that I could like see it. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
you're good. I need to work on my descriptions a little bit apparently. Um and she ends up accruing another red ticket on top of her little pile there.
And so as she gets another red ticket, Kashi just kind of bows her head. That was
You don't want to you don't want to go again.
perhaps another time. I still have the rest of the festival to go check out before I make any commitments to any staying in any one place for a longer bit of time.
Of course, of course. I look forward to it.
It was lovely again to meet you, Ruby.
Nice to meet you too. All right. She sits there with her tickets and waits for another person to approach. Which game would you like to go to next?
Does the whack-a-mole exist here?
Yes.
Yes, we're gonna go to the whack-a-mole.
Okay. This is more of an attack roll thing, so roll an unarmed attack. Well, 3 of them, but yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, I'll say you can use your dex if you'd prefer, since this is also kind of like a reflex thing.
I would prefer.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 3 dex checks then.
Straight dex.
Yeah, because you don't have proficiency with dex-based unarmed attacks.
Okay.
You're not a monk. All right, so 17 and a nat 1 4.
I'm good at these
Tough
things.
luck.
This is why no one believes me when I talk about like my terrible rolls. No, I've got terrible rolls.
A single silver piece appears on the top of the game for you.
Thank you. What am I at right now? 2 silver,
You've won 2 silver and a copper piece so far,
1 copper. Okay.
and a wee bit of humiliation.
And a wee bit of humiliation. Okay. Got it. Awesome. All right.
All right. Next up, basically everything that's on that chart you made is here. It's just I use different numbers.
Totally.
So there's like archery and ring tossing and worm eating.
Well,
I'm gonna say no on the gut punching thing, just because there's already the arm wrestling, and I feel like it's not that different of a game.
the worm eating or the gut punching.
The gut punching.
Well, the gut punching is the opposite. It's taking a punch.
I know. I'm gonna say it's not.
We had to think of something else to do with a con save. Like, okay, what else? Drinking contest. Yes, we should change that to a drinking contest. We got the eating contest and the drinking contest. That could that could be fun.
So yeah.
All right. So next up, I'm just going to go down the list because I've got the list here. Archery.
All right. So yeah, there are a handful of targets set up on a sort of range, and what is basically like a toy bow. It's deliberately built so that it's not strong enough to do damage if it, accidentally hit a person. It's a carnival, so it's not like real weapons at a carnival. Go ahead and roll me dex checks.
Dex checks.
Plus your proficiency if you are proficient with short bows or long bows.
I have to look at my proficiencies on things. Club. And that's a weird thing about the Stars Druid. I have literally an archer form.
Yeah, but it doesn't use a bow.
It doesn't use a bow, but it becomes a bow. It's like...
Yeah, unfortunately your horoscope didn't give you proficiency.
My horoscope didn't give me proficiency, and I don't have proficiency in anything else either. So, we'll go with this. 7.
You're
16.
unpracticed with a bow, so your first shot just plops into the dirt. Misses the target entirely. Your second shot is much better though, and you end up getting In the inner ring, unfortunately, you also develop some undeserved confidence, and your third shot ends up on like the outer ring of the target to the point you don't actually win anything there. Well, you win a silver piece, but you don't win anything on the third shot, is what I mean. Um, you win a single silver piece for your mid ring shot on the archery contest.
All right. Obviously, the fact that these carnivals only come around every so often, I'm not very well practiced with them. Let's try the ring toss next. See what happens.
Of course, a handful of empty bottles are lined up the way you might expect, and a handful or three wooden rings are laid out for you to make your attempts. Again, give me 3 dex checks.
Oh,
Oh, that's a good. And then your second one is again undeserved confidence. I love how you keep like metronoming with these rolls, like good, really bad, good, really bad. See? All right. I never determined what happens on a nat 20
well, and then
for
there's
these things.
the question that I have to bring up because I know how it works on the server too. It's like I've got 2 out of 3 pretty good here. Can I bat my eyelashes for another ring?
Um, yeah. Roll me a persuasion check.
Persuasion check.
Based on your metronoming, you're due for a good roll. um the halfling woman running the booth just looks around a little bit. No one seems to be looking, so she slides you another ring across the table, as well as as well as a red ticket because of your previous rolls.
Yay! And then did you want to use my brain's
At
not working.
15. Oh, that fourth roll that you
Yeah,
had
did
already.
you want to use the fourth roll?
No, go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll a new dexterity check because this is after your persuasion. Honestly, I don't know that I'll ever get used to that whole counting the 2 rolls thing. That's weird.
I mean, I could probably
Thankfully,
just change it so that you don't.
so it's not rolling an advantage like that.
Well, I mean, like it does that so that you can choose to roll with advantage or choose roll with disadvantage, etc., etc. Usually, if it's
Yeah,
something.
let's go ahead and turn that off just for the sake of simplicity.
Fine.
Anyway, so all 3
Figure out how
rolls
to
are
do
above a
that.
15. That nets you a blue ticket as well. So you got a red and a blue from that.
Ooh.
Yes.
Claps.
As you land your illicit 4th ring, you see her like clap a little bit as she slides the blue ticket across the table.
Thank you.
Well done.
Uh, practice makes improvement.
Oh, always, of course. Did you want to go again? It's only
I'm,
1 gold for 3 more rings.
I'm definitely interested. However, I would like to go check out all the other games before I come back. I wouldn't want to spend the rest of my day here
Oh,
and miss it.
of course, of course. I'll be here all afternoon. You already know. Ooh, I need to stop bumping my table.
Look, 3 times roll with super advantage. I'm just gonna do normal tool. Or I could say ask every time. That might get annoying.
Ask every time will definitely get annoying.
Let's just do a normal roll.
Yeah.
I'm gonna test this and see what happens. So this is just a test roll.
Sure.
There you go.
Okay. That'll be easier to read. Okay. All right. So, which one are you going to next?
All right. So next up, Kashi just kind of takes a glance around and seeing what seem to be like kind of food stalls, she'll walk over, hands behind her back, and just kind of curiously looking over. Huh.
You see an elderly human man He seems kind of malnourished, not to the point of being like sickly, but he seems very gaunt and very very thin, with scraggly gray hair and a beard. And in front of him are essentially little cups set up. Some of them have earthworms that are like wiggling about in them. Little bits of dirt, of course, too, because getting just the worm out is difficult. And the other ones have it's hard to tell what it is exactly. It's like an amber liquid that's partially transparent. Um, but yeah, he's standing there waiting for you to make a decision.
Amber liquid that's partially transparent.
You make whatever assumptions you feel like.
Eva. I feel. I'm going
Your
to tell you a
assumption will
story.
reveal more about you than it will about me.
But I've got to tell you the story about, making ammonia in, like, early classes and stuff. And, people seeing the color of the liquids and they have to, like, prove that they know what everything is. And so one of the characters just picks up a glass of pee.
I'm reminded of like the old meme about like, is it perfume or liquor? Drinks the entire thing.
Oh,
Perfume.
Perfume. Oh, gosh. All right.
Anyway,
Not confident in. Well, first of all, is there a check that she could make? Could she make a wisdom check or a nature check or anything to possibly discern what the yellow liquid is?
go ahead and just make like a straight wisdom check to see if you can intuit.
Can I intuit?
21. You can tell from the particular way that it looks and the way that it smells. These are just shot glasses of like an incredibly strong liquor. It's I'm not gonna say what it is just because I don't know liquors well enough to say, and I could be entirely wrong. But you can tell that it's an incredibly strong alcohol. The kind of thing that would probably knock you out before it got you drunk. Like, yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Looking at her options between the worms and the liquor, she tries to decide whether she needs the liquor to attempt the worms, or if she needs the liquor to wash the taste of worm out of her mouth afterwards. And she goes for the disinfecting bit, and like, okay, well, I'll try the earthworms first, and I will use the liquor to disinfect and clean my palate after.
Yep, if there's one thing alcohol does, it's clean the palate.
Absolutely. Just disinfect the... See how bad this is.
Once you get used to them, they're not too bad. All right, roll me 3 con checks.
It's like this is actually the game that was made.
Or actually, I'm sorry, hold on. I don't know if the modifier's the same, but con saves plus...
Con save. Oh, well, con save is better.
All right, so yeah, roll me 3 con saves.
Do you want me to keep the ones that I have and add add +2 to it, or do you want me to reroll?
I'll let you keep them, I suppose.
Okay.
So that would make your rolls 19, 18, and 15. Or no, that one's already got the bonus.
Yeah.
So 19, 18, and 13. You hold them better than most, I'll give you that. He slides a red ticket across.
I feel like this was a game that was made for more of our feathered friends.
I mean, they can be good at it, but it's really a matter of just being used to what you put in your body.
Could I try a drink?
You could try 3. See if you can keep them down.
I'll try. Thank you.
All right, 3 more con saves. If you roll a nat 1, it
great.
may knock you out. We'll find out.
You've given the option now, so of course it's going to happen, and it'll probably happen on this first one. Who's calling it? Who's calling it before it happens? Let's go. Okay, that was not bad.
You take it down. It makes you feel somewhat warm. It's very harsh. Why is it labeling them different? That's weird.
Uh,
Still rolling them the way it's supposed to. I'm just
yeah, it's like it's rolling them the way it's supposed to. I'm not entirely sure why. Sometimes it, eh,
eh.
is what it
Anyway,
is.
so that was an 18, a 24, and your
And
third shot. Nice. So you take your shots, and with your druidic training and sort of tutelage, you've had to put up with some weird stuff before and had to learn how your body feels and whatnot. So you're a bit tougher than most. And while the worms were unpleasant, the alcohol doesn't affect you much. Um,
kind of tickles my nose.
he laughs a bit and slides a blue ticket across the table for you.
Uh, she looks at the blue ticket. She looks again at the DCs for everything.
You're right. It's a gold ticket. I am sorry. I got so used to the other rolls, forgot how
Right.
they worked. All right, so yeah, you've got a gold ticket, a blue ticket, and you've earned some coinage that I did not keep track of. So hopefully you did.
No,
Uh,
but we can. That's the lovely thing about recording things. I can go figure out the actual
this is
whatever
true.
after because it's there.
All right. Moving on. There's the matching card memory game, and then there's I haven't really figured out how to narrate the maze run, so I don't know if I want to have that one as part of this particular festival.
You can make it something
Um,
else. It doesn't have to be a maze run.
for now, just go for that memory game, and I will figure out what else I'm doing.
All right. So heading to the memory game.
Mm-hmm. So go ahead and roll. Let's say history checks. So the person running the stall, again a human man, although this one is much younger. He has a deck of cards face up on the table, gives you a second to sort of look at them, and then flips all of them over and asks you to try to find pairs. 12, a 13, and a 21 on those. All right. So you do find a couple of pairs. They're fairly normal cards. This is like a standard deck of playing cards. And you get the impression that like the numbers are worth a certain amount. The face cards are worth a bit more, and the if you find the jokers, that's worth more. The idea here is just narrating how the different roles work in this context.
That's
So you
always
find
fun.
you find two pairs of numbers, and then you find a pair of you find the pair of jokers, and he just laughs and gives you a thumbs up as he slides a blue ticket across the table. I meant a red ticket
That's
again.
a
I
red
forgot how
ticket.
the numbers worked. Good lord. Um, yeah, you got a red ticket from that one as well.
Yay. All right. So
All right.
you don't want to do the maze run. You want to do something else.
Yeah. So, buried treasure. Um, this one is a large barrel that's set up, or sort of like a fish tank sort of situation. Big old box, basically, full of sand. And you get the impression that you are supposed to reach into the sand and try to find whatever treasure happens to be down there. And you get like 3 pulls to try to figure out what's there. There are rocks and there are crystals. And your goal is to try to find as many crystals as you can.
All right.
One crystal is a red ticket. And this is again just narrating how the rolls work. If you find one crystal, you'll get a red ticket, 2 crystals, blue ticket, 3 crystals, gold ticket. Go ahead and roll investigation checks.
Investigation. Is this the buried treasure? Or
Yep.
is this your other into
Nope,
game?
this is. I didn't figure out another intelligence game.
This is
So,
investigation
oh,
is intelligence.
you know, I've never been particularly clear on how buried treasure was a wisdom game anyway.
You just kind of
So,
intuit where the treasure is as opposed to like digging around, but we can figure that out.
I'll say roll. Yeah, since this isn't like you can't see what you're doing. You're not like digging through. It's just a reach and grab. So yeah, I'll say go ahead and roll a straight wisdom check. 3 of them,
Okay.
please.
See, I always kind of thought of buried treasure as kind of like playing Battleship, where you're just kind of
Yeah.
intuiting where everybody is. Like,
No, I
okay.
get that. That makes sense. I guess investigation would have been a more deliberate, like you're looking for it rather than
Which
just
maybe
reaching
if
in
you have your
randomly.
hands in, maybe that's the difference between the two games. Who knows? 15, 14, 13, 12,
Points for sequence.
11, 10.
You actually between your 3 pulls, you end up finding 1 crystal and you get a red ticket.
Oh, very nice.
All
Um,
right. Finally, the last wisdom game. The last game on the list because I couldn't figure out how to work a maze run. Um Roulette. Spinning wheel. Um how do I DM roll things? Never mind, I remembered. It's been a while since I've been on roll 20 and I don't DM on roll 20 often, so anyway. Um uh Let me roll it and then I will have you um I never figured out how this one was supposed to work. Um let's say make your 3 wisdom checks and if they are higher than 12, you'll be able to pick a number within 15 points of the actual number. Like I'll tell you, it's between these numbers and you'll pick one. And if it's yeah, you get what I'm saying. The point is I will feed you a range based on your rolls. Damn. That's rough. Um you get the impression that the number it landed on is probably greater than 50. Pick a number between 50 and 100. If you are on the dot, you'll get a gold ticket. If you are within 10 points in either direction, you'll get a silver, or not silver, but a blue ticket. If you're within if you're within 15 in either direction, you'll get a red ticket. Outside of that, you'll just get um 2 silver pieces for your rolls.
80.
What's that?
80.
Tough luck. Um the roll is revealed to you and it landed on 87.
Oh, man.
So you receive a blue ticket from this game as well. I might need to rework these for a future festival, but hey, there we go. All right. So your grand winnings for your free runs are what did you get?
I wasn't paying it. Like, I have some
I
of
think
them, but I don't know if it's accurate. But if it's
I think
accurate.
you got a gold, 2 blue, and a red. Not
I'm,
counting coinage that I didn't keep track of.
well, I didn't keep track of the coinage, and I know I've gotten more than one red. I have like 4 red, 2 blue, and a gold.
Do you?
You kept sliding me red tickets.
Okay. I believe you. I just forget. Um this is why I don't DM a lot. Um all right. Well, what do you want to do? We do need to close out our session here pretty soon,
All right.
but did you want to save these up for future use? If you do end up coming back to Dragon Head during a festival, you'd be able to use them then.
Would there be a like when we come back next time? Would the prize counter be open, even if the festival itself is not?
Yeah, I'd say the prize counter would be open during the next festival day as well. So if you wanted to think about it and come back to this next session, that would be fine.
I think that would be a good thing. That way I make sure that I've got like an accurate count of what I've got after reading
Sure.
through everything too.
Sure.
And she will go spend a gold to play, I guess, the buried treasure game one more time.
Sure. All right. A person running it seems to have replaced crystals and sort of combed all the sand level again so that it's ready to go for the next person. You do see a number of people milling about, playing games and so on, as one would expect at a festival.
All right. So, uh, wisdom.
Mhm.
1. 2.
I've never seen you roll this well.
I know, right?
Ah, there it is. Still, that's multiple rolls in a row over 10. That's unusual.
Impressive for me. Yeah. I
Um,
mean, if we look at them a little bit further, we can see that they're not actually rolls over 10. It's the modifier that kicks them up. But details.
even with modifiers, you're typically landing below 10. So
Yes. This is a
it's
known
still
thing.
remarkable.
Okay.
Anyway, digging through the sand, you find a couple of crystals, but unfortunately, or wait, I'm sorry. You end up finding one crystal among
One
the
crystal.
among your pulls, and earn another red ticket.
So to close the session off, because I think we're around that time anyhow, she is
Give or
going
take.
to bid adieu to the buried treasures, and she's going to go take another shot at the shots. She'll go spend another
Sure.
gold to drink.
Here come dual nat ones.
Well, then she passes out and we can end the session. Makes sense.
Yeah, all right. Roll me your 3 con saves plus. Oh, excuse me. Very nice. Keep going. I don't know why she's so good at con saves, but she is rolling really good on those. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
All right. You take your first 2 shots, and they go down about as well as you'd expect. Like, the other ones were pretty easy. The third one catches in your throat and leaves you coughing. And with that many shots, you are feeling pretty out of it. It's getting to you.
Okay, it's important to know when to stop. I think now is the time to stop.
Try coming back when you're a little older.
I certainly will. Thank you.
All right. Anything else you'd like to do this session?
I feel like this was a good way to kind of get the feet wet and get going with that. So, yeah. Thank you.
All right. No, thank you.
Do you want to do any kind of sign-off thing?
I'll figure one out eventually, but at the moment, maps were purchased as part of a Humble Bundle. A lot of these tokens and pieces on the map are either a part of that or were free resources that are on Roll20. Music that I typically play, but hadn't today because I forgot to set it up before we started streaming, can be found at tubersongs.com. I do suggest purchasing them. They are quite good, but if you are in dire straits financially and can't purchase them, you can get them for free. And they can be used for a variety of things. So I do recommend the music at that website. For now, we will be signing off, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
This has been Plot Armor.